Hey guys, what's up? It's Nicole. I'm laying on the couch and my little boy and his friend are outside playing. And I was thinking, I was watching one of Roberta's videos and I was like, I want to tell everybody on YouTube. So that's what we're going to do. Let me get up. I want to talk to you guys about Relapse and Suboxone. I want to talk to you guys about recovery and being on Suboxone, and how I hear a lot of people say that because you're on Suboxone that, you know, you're not really sober and clean, or you're not really in recovery. And I kind of wanted to talk about it because I had somebody I commented on somebody's video the other day, and he commented back to me about how I really don't know what it's like to be totally sober because I'm still on a low dose of Suboxone. And I didn't expect for this person to say that to me. Hey, Avalon. No, girl, listen to what I'm talking about. Okay? Jesus Christ. Do not do that to me. Like, I hate that you do that to me. It's a big deal. It happens to me in my everyday life, so I'm talking about it. Okay, so I saw a video about my friend, and she had relapsed, and I was really concerned for her. And so I was watching somebody's video, my friend Shane, that made a video about her relapsing, and he was talking about how he didn't think that she should go back on Suboxone, which I don't think she should either. I think she can probably can get back on track without it. But if she decided she needed it, like, I'm just cool with happiness and whatever helps somebody have a better life. But anyway, so I'd commented about being excited for her because she was going to a meeting, and I was like really excited about that for her because I know how much like support we get from meetings. And I talked to my sponsor today, and we went over all my homework, and it was an awesome meeting, you guys. Like, I really needed to meet with her, and I'm so glad that I did, because I was about to I was about to stop working with her, and I don't know why. I've just been really struggling with, me too, girl. I went to a meeting Friday. I've been really struggling with my mental health, and I'm trying to get off Lexapro and just be on Wellbutrin, and I'm struggling really hard with it. The reason I'm trying to come off the Lexapro is because I have no energy, you guys. Like, no energy to do anything. Like, I can barely get up out of the bed. That's how, like, no energy I have. So, I'm trying to taper off Lexapro. I'm doing it under doctor's supervision. I'm not doing it by myself. But, so that's what I'm trying to do. And so I was talking to my sponsor today, and I'm changing, paths, sorry. Yeah, I'm trying to get off Lexapro because I feel like it's making me really lethargic. And I didn't realize it was doing that until I started to notice how I'm feeling. And it's only happened in the last 6 months since I went up another 10 milligrams on my Lexapro. And mental health is like a really big thing for me, you guys. Like, I have problems like with my mental health. I suffer from depression and anxiety. I suffer from like depression, hardcore, like clinical depression. And I suffer from like not wanting to leave my home. I suffer like having a hard time driving my vehicle on the interstate. Like, the anxiety that I have driving my vehicle on the interstate is like it's like nothing you've ever experienced before. It's hardcore. So, I talked to my sponsor, and she made me feel a lot better. She told me, she was like, I went to my doctor, and she got put back on her Wellbutrin because she's been really struggling with her mental health and being very angry. And the reason why I was going to stop working with her or talk to her about it was because she was always kind of like getting angry with me, and it was starting to affect our relationship. Like, if she would ask me to do something and I didn't do it, she would get angry, like I was personally not doing it on purpose to her. And what I mean by, like, not going to Celebrate Recovery, because she's been trying to get me to go to Celebrate Recovery more, but I really am getting back into AA meetings and going more on a regular basis. And she wanted me to get more into Celebrate Recovery, and I don't prefer it, you know. I really like going to AA meetings and getting like that connection with other addicts. And at Celebrate Recovery, at least where I live, there's not a lot of other addicts in Celebrate Recovery. There are a lot of people that are like recovering from like sexual abuse or mental abuse, you know, stuff like that. Codependency. And so I was like one of the only addicts in the Celebrate Recovery that I was going to. So I needed to get back to AA. I needed to get back to where like I found my sobriety at and where I got sober. So, okay. So we got that out of the way. Everything went well. Honestly, I think AA, I really, really love AA because here where I live, it's like a bigger sobriety. Like there's a lot of old timers, people that have like over 20 years sober. And so I just prefer AA because NA, whenever I would go, wasn't as strong. Like I didn't find a strong group of women there that I could like lean on. Do you know what I mean? A snarky AA crumbs in my bra. I like your profile name. So, but I love the fellowship and having the other women to talk to. And once I got like that social awkwardness out of the way, like now I will walk up to anybody in a meeting, any woman, and I'll say, "Hey, what's up? I'm Nicole." And I'll talk to them about how long I've been clean and how long they've been clean. And wish we could start some online AA or NA group. Oh, girl, we have so many groups online. And I actually have a group that I'm going to start doing a big book study in on Facebook. If you want to friend request me, and I can add you to some other groups that my friends have. Like, there's some really good recovery groups out there. But like, I really wanted to just start like doing like a big book study, like reading it. And I met a couple people here off YouTube that are in my group too, that they were like, they will help me because they work the steps too. So that way it could be like an introduction to the 12 steps for people that don't have access to meetings. I have so many things that I want to help other people do, you guys. And I'm just really struggling with my mental health and trying to not like lock myself in my house all the time. I'm really just having a problem like wanting to do anything and leave. So that's why I'm trying to get off the Lexapro. But anyway, my friend Roberta has been struggling with her recovery, and I look up to her because she has been off the Suboxone for almost a year now. I think 11 months. And that's like a huge accomplishment, you know? And the thing about it is, so she got off Suboxone and she's been off of it for 11 months. And I'm on a low dose of Suboxone. And I'm just like, it scares me because I see people that get off of it and then they end up relapsing on opiates. And that really scares me. But I also just talked to my sponsor, you guys. And I got to be honest with you guys. Like, my sponsor didn't know that I was on Suboxone for the longest time. And I told her finally, and you know what? I thought she was not going to be my sponsor. And you know what she said? It made me feel so good. She was like, I have no opinion on that. She was like, you are staying sober. If you're just taking, she was like, I take my antidepressant. My husband takes Xanax because he has anxiety. Hey, Roberta. And she was like, so it scared me to death. I thought, I'm going to tell my sponsor that I'm on Suboxone and she's not going to want to sponsor me anymore. But the way she explained it to me was that as long as I'm taking my medication as prescribed and I'm not abusing it, that she is always she's gonna sponsor me until I never want her, until I want her to stop.
Did Ashlyn left? Did Ashlyn left?
I guess.
Did he?
Yeah, I guess so. You staying here with me?
I want Ashlyn.
Say hi, Nate.
Where's Ashlyn back?
Maybe she went to her house to go pee-pee. She'll be back. So, okay, anyway, so I was so afraid, you guys, that my sponsor was not going to sponsor me anymore. Like, I had been keeping this from her for a long time. And so, anyway, that made me feel really good. So then today we were talking on the phone. And, Roberta, I'm talking about a comment that I made on Shane's video. So, I made this comment on Shane's video, and I was talking about how, he had said that he felt really alone because he was having problems and he was in his head. And I was like, you don't have to be alone. Talk to somebody, you know, that will help. And then he commented back to me and told me that I didn't understand what it was like to be all the way clean because I'm still on a low dose of Suboxone. You guys, and this offended me to my core. And it offended me because I was a freaking dope fiend. I shot dope for years. Cocaine, methamphetamines, roxycodone, and heroin twice. Suboxone don't do shit for me. Okay? I have worked the damn steps. I have worked the 12 steps, and I've worked my ass off to stay sober. Okay? I worked my ass off to get my kid back out of DHS custody. And for somebody to basically say that because I'm on a low dose of Suboxone, that I don't know what it's like to be clean. Dude, I was a straight crackhead junkie, fucking homeless in the streets. It made me so upset. It hurt my feelings because I thought, wow, anything you say, when you have to say but after it, it's all bullshit. You know, oh, I'm not judging you, but that's bullshit. So I thought, damn, man, now I know how you really feel. You know what I mean? There's levels to this shit, you guys. Let me just tell you. I know. I commented back on his video, and I was like, man, that really hurts my feelings because, like, I've worked really hard, you guys, to stay off drugs. Like, I don't think you guys understand. Like, I don't think a lot of people understand what I wasn't just taking a couple pills every now and then. I wasn't just taking 5 pills a day. I was a junkie. I was shooting dope every single day. I was in a constant hallucination, you guys. I was constantly seeing things that weren't there. I was a it was I'll show you a picture of me. I'll show you a picture of me. Let me show you guys a picture of me. I look pretty because I have makeup on in this picture. But y'all gotta see how thin I was. Okay, this is me when I was in active addiction. Okay, I wore long sleeves. It was the middle of summer because I was shooting dope every single day. Okay? Suboxone hasn't done shit for me. I was already withdrawn off of opiates when I got put on Suboxone. I went to treatment for 30 days. I was clean off drugs. I got put on Suboxone as a safety net, as an insurance policy on my sobriety, because I was facing getting my son taken from me for my life. I was facing having my rights terminated as a mother. And if I went back out and relapsed on drugs, and my past showed me that I usually relapsed on meth or opiates, that my son would be taken from me for the rest of my life. So my doctor prescribed Suboxone to me, you guys, and it's like, doesn't do nothing for me. Like, I don't even feel it when I take it. So it makes me so upset when people say that. And I'm not mad at him or anything, but I understand. Like, a lot of people feel like that. Like, I run into a lot of people who are, that go to AA and NA and AA that are abstinence-based recovery. And they think that because they are not using any illicit drugs, that they're better than I am. or that they're more sober than me. But sobriety is all in your mind. It's about what you're doing to change your behaviors. It's about what you're doing to grow as a person and work through your hardships. As like, I know for me, I used drugs because I had a mental disorder, because I had depression, and I would feed my depression with drugs because I was trying to cover up these feelings of insecurity. I would act out sexually with guys. I was always trying to fuck some dude. I was always having a guy over to make me feel good about me because I was insecure. And so being in recovery just isn't stopping taking Suboxone or stopping taking hydros or opiates or oxys or stopping shooting dope. It's about changing everything in your life. So anyway, it wouldn't have even bothered me, but it hurt my feelings because it was the person who said it, I just expected him not to feel like that. But that's the thing. When people feel like they're superior than other people, working a program, a 12-step program, Roberta and Shane, it's hard because it makes you take a look at who you are and makes you take a look at your behaviors. It made me start to realize that I was so insecure, and I was so in need of somebody to validate me that I would reach out for people in the wrong way, like sexually with guys, or by like yelling and being louder than other girls and trying to show that I was confident, but I wasn't really confident at all. I was like super insecure. And it also showed me how selfish and self-centered I am, and how everything that I ever did was all about me, and that the reason I use drugs, you guys, that's why I get really upset, and I get really invested in people that I care about, even if it's people that are online, like Roberta. And I get excited for you because I was like, yeah, she's going to a meeting. She's going to find people that are going to support her who are just like her. And then I was like, oh no, she's sick, and I understand that people get sick and things happen like that. But that's why I messaged you, and I was like, please go to the meeting. Please go to the meeting, because it's so much different. I promise you, Roberta, it's so much different in person than it is online. The way people here online they're fake. They're fake, and they don't care about anybody. And they'll say things about you behind your back, and then they'll not say it to your face. I'm not like that. Like, I want everybody to be okay. And when I care about somebody and I want them to be, okay, I say it, please, 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 get in a program. And it's just all about support, you guys. Like I was telling y'all before, my biggest misconception in my recovery and trying to get into recovery was that I had to do this on my own, and that I should be able to get sober on my own, and that I should be able to handle it on my own. The support makes a world of difference. And that's why, okay, so now you guys, I have been tapering off Lexapro. I don't know if you heard that, Roberta, at the beginning, but I'm on 2 depression medications, Lexapro and Wellbutrin. And I have got to get off Lexapro. Like, it's making me feel so down. So I've been tapering off of that, and it's the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. Like, I feel like I'm going crazy. I feel like I'm losing my mind. I feel like I don't want to go anywhere or do anything. I don't even want to leave the house. And I don't know what I would do without all the friends that I've made in AA that have been calling and checking on me and showing up at the house to say, hey, are you okay? Like real people who just don't tell me what I want to hear. Real people who are like, girl, you need to get up off your ass and get out the house and get to a meeting before you get high. You know what I mean? Because that's what I'll do, you guys. I'll isolate and isolate and isolate myself until I start thinking, oh, I need to do something to feel better. Like Suboxone is just, like I said, I got on Suboxone after I already was sober for 30 days. So Suboxone's not keeping me from getting high. I could go out and get high on anything I want to get high on. All I had to do is quit taking my Suboxone for a couple days if I want to do opiates. Like, I know the deal. You know what I mean? I don't want to use drugs today. I don't want to get high anymore today because I'm so happy with my life today. You know what I mean? And the reason, I didn't come like this overnight, you guys. Like, I wasn't like, you know what? I never want to use drugs again. Like, I wanted to use drugs for the whole first year I was in recovery. In July, I'll be in recovery for 3 years. The first year, I went to bed every night thinking about and dreaming about drugs, dreaming about needles. And I started working the 12 steps with my sponsor. And with my first sponsor, I only got to like the 6th step. And we stopped working together. And then I got with this sponsor and we worked through all 12 steps. And in between like my steps 6 through 9, I had like this huge spiritual experience. This like awakening in my mind that was like, dude, drugs weren't making me a better person. Drugs weren't helping me socialize with people. Drugs weren't making me feel better like I thought they were. You know, they were until they weren't. Drugs made me feel better until they became a necessity and I couldn't live without them. Drugs were fun until they were fun at first. And then it started turning into this like, get high, stay high for a couple days, come down, feel like shit and hate myself. You know what I mean? Like that vicious cycle of, I feel great, everything's good, and then bam, I hate my life. Why do I keep doing this to myself? Why do I keep on getting high like this? Why can't I stop? God, please help me to stop. You know, and the thing that made me think you got to get off of you got to stop doing drugs was my son getting taken from me, man. It was like, what it did was it was like not about me anymore. You know, it was about my son. It was about another person's life, you know? Okay, I got messed up when I was bored. Oh my God, my sobriety date is 8/17, almost 3 years. Ah, that's so awesome! Yeah, and that's the thing, like, I know that when I do taper off Suboxone that I'm going to go through a whole nother like shitload of feelings, you know what I mean? But I've worked so hard on learning how to cope and learning how to do things differently now. Like, you guys, oh my God, I used to just go off on people and fight people and steal stuff. And I was in prison for a year, you guys, where I was with all these other criminal girls learning criminal behaviors. I'm a whole new person. Like, I wish I had videotapes of me back then, you guys, so I could show you guys. Like, I was just a walking, talking crazy. Like, if you saw me, y'all would have been like hiding your purses and stuff. Like, I just was Skeletor and I was high all the time, and I would be at jobs, like I would be at my job working high. You know, that's how I lost every job I ever had, was because I got fired because I was so high. It's embarrassing, you know, to think about how many opportunities I've ruined and how many jobs that I had that were really good jobs, like management jobs. Yes, and I would just walk into these places comatose, nodding out, or so spun out, so tweaked out that like I would be talking to people that were not there, you know. It was scary. It was hardcore. So I just guess I hate that there's so many people that think, you know, I think that there's a difference between being on Suboxone and methadone. I really, really do, you guys, because I've been on methadone before and I would abuse it really badly. And I got really sick on methadone and I lost my hair. Like half of my hair fell out on the side of, no, this side of my head. And you guys know how long my hair is. It's like, it was down to my butt before I got it cut. And, yes, they're very different. And don't get me wrong, like, I know a lot of people who are on methadone who are on a stabilized dose and who do not abuse their medication and who are doing very well. But for me, I would abuse it. Like I would hoard it up and then take a whole bunch at one time, or I would, I would abuse it. And so did my fiance. So when we had, like I said, when we had the opportunity and the choice, saying, if you relapse, your rights are getting terminated. I made the choice to get on Suboxone, and I wouldn't have done it any other way, you guys. I've never had almost 3 years of any kind of clean time. Like when I was in prison, I was locked up for a whole year, and I couldn't even stay clean in prison. I was taking hydrocodone. How was so stupid? I was a moron and had one hell of a cold turkey withdrawal. And I also, here where the clinics here are really, really hard, like to get into for methadone, and you have to go like every day. At the clinic I'm in, I only have to go every 3 months now because I have been passing all my drug screens, and like I haven't had a dirty UA in 3 years, y'all. Like that's a miracle. I was on probation for the state of Arkansas, and I couldn't even pass a UA then. Like my probation got revoked, and I went to prison. Bye, Roberta. I'm so proud of you. Like, I just want you to know, like, I'm so excited for you. And reach out. When you get there, if you sit in the back, that's okay. But you go up to somebody and say, hey, my name's Roberta. I've been clean for this long, and I would really like to have your phone number, and get somebody's phone number. I'm telling you, please. And then you will meet ladies that are just like you, and hopefully you guys can start hanging out and going to coffee, and then you can get a sponsor and work the steps. Like, it's a spiritual thing. It's not about God. It's not about religion. It's a spiritual thing, and all of the steps are doing is getting you in contact with a power greater than yourself, because that's how we fight our addiction, is a power greater than ourselves. No human power is going to relieve us of our alcoholism or our addiction. We have to give it over to a higher power. Okay. I love you. Bye, girl. I'm proud of you. I'm so proud of you. Okay. Anyway, I get super excited, you guys, when I find out that people are like going to a meeting and getting out of their comfort zone, because it's really hard. It's really hard to take that step and go out to a meeting and be around people that you don't know. But I'm telling you what, it's the relatability and having the same stories, and then you'll hear other people that have been through the same thing you have. And that's like this feeling that I can't even describe to you. It's like, wait a second, you used to take drugs like I did? And you have like this connection. And that's why I love AA, NA, CA, HA, all these A's. And I really need people. I'm alone, and I've started getting angry, girl. Where do you live at, Snarky? Where do you live? And I understand, like, that isolation, you start twirling thoughts around in your mind. And that's part of the disease. The disease of addiction starts in your mind. And it starts out with, just like we said, isolating and being triggered. And when you get triggered, then you start throwing these thoughts around in your mind. And part of the disease of addiction is obsessing over thoughts. And when you obsess, when you're thinking about something, then you start going into obsession. Then it's really hard to turn yourself around out of obsession mode. And then you go and you get drugs, and then you use, and then that sets that craving. And when that craving goes, then it's a vicious cycle. But it always starts out with trigger, thought, obsession, use, craving, back around to the top. Trigger, thought, obsession, use, craving, back around to the top. And that's the cycle of addiction. That's how the disease works in the brain. So, Southern Illinois, the deep South. I have a friend that lives in Illinois, and he is sober, and he goes to meetings, and maybe he could come and y'all could get together and go to some meetings together. He goes to AA, and he has been sober for 18 months, I think. I know a lot of people all over the United States of America that can help you get to meetings. And I also know some really awesome recovery groups on Facebook where you can watch like live videos of people telling their stories. And I listen to this radio station on Facebook called Sober Radio FM. Excuse me, girl. Sober Radio FM. Also, there's a channel here on YouTube. Check it out. It's my friend Brian. It's called Sober Tube. SOBERTUBE. And he makes videos about recovery too. But I started a small MAT support group, medically assisted treatment support group. And I just posted a post in there today and asking everybody if they wanted me to start doing a 12-step introduction, like a step study, just teaching them each step and then explaining to them what they mean and how, you know, like an outline. We call it a big book, kind of big book / step study. But the thing about the steps is you could get a sponsor if you can't find meetings where you live or they're just too far away and you don't have transportation. You could get a sponsor through one of these recovery groups on Facebook and start working through the 12 steps with one of them Facebook people. Right, in order for me for I am long. Hold on. But I relapse when shit hits the fan. And that's the thing, like, okay, so that is, it's just you got to learn new coping skills. I know exactly what you're talking about, though. I used to do the same thing. Like, my first reaction to good things happening and bad things happening was, oh, I got to get high. But today, it's not like that. Like, today, if something happens and, like, okay, for example, my fiance relapsed, and it wasn't recently. It was like 90 days ago. But he relapsed, and I always thought when he relapsed that I would relapse, you know, and I didn't. I picked up the phone and I called somebody, and I was like, yo, I called my sponsor. I was like, Neil relapsed, what do I do? She's like, get to a meeting, you know. It's just all about, like, reaching out to people and letting them know, like, hey, I'm struggling. This is what I'm going through, you know. I always thought I functioned better when I shot methamphetamine, but that don't mean I need to do them. Do you know what I mean? I was the same way. You know what I used to say? Me and my sister used to drive. Okay, this is so bad. But I used to be an alcoholic too. And I would drive drunk. And I was always like, I drive better when I'm drunk. You know, that's so retarded. What if I'd killed somebody? Thank God I didn't. But anyway, I'm so glad that you're here, girl, listening to me talk, because I have like 183 people on this channel, but a lot of people catch my replays. Ugh, methamphetamine, and the reason, you know how I got started on doing speed like that? My doctor prescribed me Adipex when I was like 14 to lose weight, and I liked it so much, and then I started doing more. Where's Onyx? Onyx! Onyx! Oh my gosh, my dog. My son keeps letting my dog out. Onyx, you better stay here, boy. I got 4 dogs. I know, it's overkill. My husband had 3 when I met him, and I brought 1 into the relationship. Do you see this highlight, girl? It is Fenty Beauty's new highlight. I'm going to show you. Do you like makeup? I love makeup. And that's like one of my things that I like to do now that I'm sober is I like to play with makeup, and let me show you. It's so pretty. Look at this packaging, first of all. I love it. Oh, your channel's about makeup? I love makeup. So I got this one. It's the, oh, how cool. This is that Fenty Beauty, the new kilowatt oils. Girl, this shit is so bomb. Like, I'm always doing, look at, I mean, it's just not the most prettiest thing you've ever seen. Anyway, love it. And I also got the this one from Anastasia, this highlighter. So that's the bronzer. I know. I used to never could afford this kind of stuff. And now, you know, like, I don't buy it every day. But when a new release comes out that I want, I go get that. Best lip gloss is that Fenty Beauty Gloss Bomb. You got to get it too. So did you see the new Anastasia Dreamer highlighter palette? Like, it looks so pretty. I want to get that too. And I got the Stila Glitter and Glow eyeshadows with the glitter. So easy. Like, I hated putting glitter on my eyes before. And now it's so easy with the glitter wand things because it sticks on there real easy. Hold on. Let me yell at my little boy. I don't know where he went. Nate! Nate! Oh, hell. Sorry, guys. I love glitter of any kind. I don't know where that Tukaluka went. I'll find him. He plays with all the neighborhood kids. Okay, anyway, I'm going to get off here. I love you guys. Thank you for listening, Snarky. I was just like, I don't know. I have just been so emotional lately. So thanks for listening. And if you ever need anything, just message me. My name is Nicole DeMeo on Facebook because it's underneath my maiden name. That's DEMEO. Okay, I'll talk to you later. Bye.